Hello everyone, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and today we're going to look at some Eduard aftermarket for the brilliant Hong Kong models A20G in 1/32 scale. I know a few of you have got this kit, and I know a few of you are waiting for me to start it, and I really need to start it. I keep saying it, I need to get it going, but I've got so much stuff on the go, I need to get at least one of them finished before I pick up this one. But basically, we are building up lots of aftermarket for it, and today I'm going to look at some Eduard stuff. Some of it you've seen before. A couple of PE sets here are brand new. So I'm going to start off with the wheels. This is the A20 wheel set, which you've all seen. If you're not aware, if you've bought this set, the wheels are oversized. The main gear is oversized. The front gear, the front wheel is lovely. It's perfectly to scale. It's got the right little sort of shape to it. It's got a nice flat spot on the bottom of the tyre. It's really, really nice. But these are too big. Unfortunately, I think I realise now where Eduard have got their information from. There is a story going around, or some piece of documentation or something, that says the B25, the A20, the B26, the A26, and the... what else was it? The B61 all had the same main gear wheels, and it's not correct. I have two books which are like this thick, one on the A20, one on the B25. B25 had 47-inch tyres, the A20 had 44-inch tyres. I can't speak for the others, I don't know, but certainly these tyres are too big for the A20. The other problem is, even at 47, they're actually too big. They scale up to about 50 inches, I think, or 49 inches. So they're too big anyway. And the other problem is, if it was like a B17 where you've got the gear coming down and just the wheel there on its own, nobody would probably have ever noticed. But the trouble is with the A20 and the A26, the undercarriage is there, and it's like the door is practically right next to the tyre. So if the wheel is too big, it really sticks out like a sore thumb. But that's the resin wheels, and they are a lovely set. They've got the masks for them there. You've got photo etch hubcaps, which I hate. They're perfectly nice, they're well done, but I don't like the look of them. I'd rather see the spokes like that. I'd rather see the spokes. So yeah, if you've got a set of these, give it a little while. Eduard have redone them. I will be doing a review as soon as I get them, and I will tell you how to go about getting replacements. So we shall see how that goes. So that's the wheels. You've all seen those before, and they are lovely. Here's a set I bought going back a few weeks ago, 321012, and this is the A20G, and I thought this was going to be it, because this has got sort of cockpit panels and everything in there. We've got levers and switches and knobs and all sorts, and then when you turn over, we've got parts for the engine. We've got bits and pieces here, mainly for the engine, and a few bits going around the rest of the fuselage. So I thought this was going to be it, but it's not. They've brought out some more, so go back and have a look. I've done a review of this already. I'm tempted, when I build the kit, I'm tempted to build the cockpit out of the box, see how it looks, with the decals and everything, or if there is decals, I can't remember now. Then strip it all down and rebuild it with this, and see how it looks, and then strip it all down and rebuild it with the AirScale set, which I will probably use for it. But there's some issues with the cockpit. Apparently the instrument panel is too far forward. I've been looking at it, and it certainly is too far forward, but I can't see what's actually wrong, but we'll get there in the end. So yeah, if you like your colour photo etch from Eduard, this is going to be a great little set for you to go on with. I personally will use the AirScale instrument panel. I may well use some of this, but I prefer the instrument panel from AirScale, purely because you have the flat back with a decal on it, and then you have the flat acetate, and then the panel going over the top. Whereas with the Eduard stuff, you get the gloss on there, which is lovely, but as you can see, it's got like a sort of a convex shape to it. So, but I mean, for what you're going to see, this would be absolutely fine. You can also, of course, get the steel belts, and they do a 3D printed instrument panel as well, and there's all sorts of other bits from ArtScale kit and everything. And as you can see here, we've got the rings. This is what I bought this set for. It really does dress up the engines, and it's going to make them look a lot better than they do out of the box. They're very, very nice out of the box, but these are the rings that go around the base of the cylinders, and they're going to really make that engine pop when you start putting washers and dry brushing on it. These are your ignition leads for the engine. Obviously we'll use wire on them. I think photo etch is a little sort of two-dimensional in 32nd scale. The other thing you can do is brush paint them with some clear gloss, and it will sort of on both sides, and it will kind of form a rounder shape, which is something you can do, but I would suggest bending them into shape first, otherwise it'll probably just crack off. So there we are. So that's the set there, 321012. And then I've been kindly sent these this week, and this is 32484, and this is the Bombay for the Hong Kong models kit. As you can see, it's a nice big sheet. It's what size is it? It's nearly 100. It's about 145 by 195. So it's quite a big old sheet, and there's a lot in there. And these are the sort of photo etch sets I love, because you can see this is all basically representing pressed aluminium sheet, which is what photo etch is absolutely awesome for. So let's have a quick look in here. I haven't looked inside yet. We're going to get this out, have a look at the instructions, and I've got the kit parts here to have a look at as well. So we'll get all of this out of here. Come out. I'm not even sure how many photo etch sheets there are in this. So we'll put the bag over there out of the way. So we've got a sheet there, and it is just the one large sheet, so that's absolutely fine. I do like Eduard's packaging. I've never had one of their sets damaged yet. They always sandwich them in this cardboard. So we've got the instruction sheet here. If this is too small for you, you can download the instructions on the Eduard website, and you can print them out in A4 size, so you'll have a nice big sheet. I currently don't have a printer online, so I can't do that. I'll have to use these. But so you can see here that what we're doing to start with, this is the Bombay roof. So we're going to remove those vertical members there, and then we're going to add some detail with this flat sheet. We're going to remove the detail from there, and we've got this flat sheet here. So that's this one here, and you've got all the rivet detail or bolt detail, whatever it is. You can see you've got all the detail on there that's going to really pop when you start putting washes on and stuff. And then we're going to fold up these cross members. These are obviously wing spars, so we're going to fold them up. So you're going to fold them across and down and form them into a nice hollow looking sort of structure. As I say, photo etch is awesome for replicating sheet metal, and that's exactly what all of this is. This is all fabricated sheet metal, and the instructions are all very clear. I will be using this set. I'll show you how to use it, so if you want to get it for your kit, go and order yourself a set, and we can all do it together. So that's going to go into the roof there, so that's replacing the wing spars. We've got this bulkhead here, so we've got the plastic part there. We're going to remove the ribs from that. I'll show you that part in a minute, and we're going to replace it all with this photo etch. And we've got the angled pieces there with the rivet detail down. So that's number 18. So that's, you can see this is here. So you've got this fine rivet detail on there, which is going to pick up a wash and everything beautifully. So very, very nice indeed. You've got another bulkhead there, look, with all the rivet detail, and you can see it's been etched away to give you that sort of stepped look. Moving around the page, we're going to add to the plastic all these vertical members here, all these vertical side stiffeners. Now the kit parts are lovely. They've got all the stiffeners there, but obviously with the restrictions of injection molding, they couldn't put any detail on the faces unless they had multiple slide molds, and that tool to make that one piece would cost about £1 million. So we're adding this photo etch here that's going to give you all the hole. What I'm tempted to do is put them on and then drill through, so you actually end up with the holes. We have, as you can see here, we have photo etch to go on this side of the panel there, and then you have this piece going on the back. So you have 23 going on this side, 24 going on the back. So you're sandwiching the plastic between two pieces of photo etch. So you can see here, we've got here's the parts here, that's 23 and 24. So you can see they've got the plunge detail on them, where you've got those plunged holes, and they're going to go either side of the plastic, whereas in reality it would just be one single sliver. So I don't know what we're going to do there. I like what Eduard have done, because they're giving you detail on both sides, and what I'd be tempted to do is just hold them in place, mark where the holes are, drill the holes over size, and then put them in, so you'll actually get the holes going through, and that'll look great when you look up inside the Bombay. I'll show you the plastic parts. Got them here. So you can see that part there is E9. So this one is 9. So it's that one there, and it's that way up. And as you can see, we've got this huge member across the bottom with all the holes in it. And you can see on here we've got the vertical ribs. So they're all there, it's all nice, and we've got all the cabling in the background, but there's no holes in them. So I don't know, do you thin those down and fit the photo etch? Do you completely remove them and fit the photo etch, or just do as instructed and fit them either side? I think really for what you're going to see, you may as well just fit them either side. I've looked at real pictures of the Bombay, and they do appear to have like a, it's like a stiffener coming out with a folded over edge, so it will look kind of accurate. It just won't look right with the double thickness on there. But it's sort of, what do? You know, they can't tell us to remove all this and then replace it with a piece of photo etch. That'd be a nightmare to fit, and then you've got all these stringers on the back to line up. It would be a nightmare. So I think the way they've gone about it is probably the best way to add detail without completely replacing the side panel. And then we've got all these detail pieces going in here, as you can see, and it's all just going to add to it. All those shelves and everything, you've got these shelves in here, we're adding detail to them, and it's just, when you look up in your Bombay, it's just going to make it pop. The one thing I am surprised, and this is not a criticism of the set, I'm surprised they haven't replaced this. Probably because it's a major structural part of the kit and replacing it would be a problem. But on mine, I'm going to drill those holes out. That there is basically a hollow L section, and when you look into there, what you see is the curvature of the fuselage on the other side. So I'm going to do exactly that, drill those holes out, thin them out from behind so they look thin, and then they're plunged. So what they do is they stamp a hole, and then they polish it, and then they plunge a radius into it, and it makes that panel extremely strong and very, very light. So, you know, we can polish, radius those edges, thin the backs out, and they'll look absolutely great, just like these holes here do. So there we go. That bulkhead that we looked at, where we're removing those strips, where is it? This was sprue E. Where was the bulkhead? It was E13. It's there, so it must be that side. Okay, so you can see on this side, it's absolutely plastered in ejector pin marks, and we've got those simple ribs there. To be fair to Hong Kong models, they have got the rivet detail on them. But what they've done here, what Eduard have done, is given us a sheet to go over it. As you can see there, they've given us a sheet that goes over it. In fact, it goes that way round. And that's going to cover all those ejector pin marks, which is great. Thank you, Eduard, because that would be a nightmare to clean up. You got recessed and raised ejection pin marks on there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 of them, so great, well done. So there we go. So I'm glad they've done that for us. And then moving along, quick look at the Bombay roof. You can see these are the spars that we're replacing. As you can see, they're just simple lumps of plastic, so we're going to replace them. And then on here again, we do have lovely rivet detail, but we're covered in ejector pin marks again. So they've made that panel there. That panel there is going to cover it all. So be careful not to bend anything. That panel there is going to cover it all. Actually, no, it's not, because it's thinner on these side pieces. So we're still going to have to deal with these ejector pin marks here. But the beauty is we can sand all that detail off, which is telling us to do anyway. Sand all that detail off, which is going to make cleaning the ejector pin marks a doddle. So we're cutting these off and then basically fill the holes and then get a big sander and just go over it. As I say, I will be building this. I will be using this set, and I'll show you how to do it, or how I do it. And then we're doing the same on the other side with the Bombay wall. And then coming over here, we've got a bulkhead going into the rear, or the front, I'm not sure, of the Bombay. So that part there, E8. E8 is that one there, I'm guessing. And what we're going to do is, yes, we've got this panel here with all the detail on it. You can see that panel there with all the detail on there. We're going to fit that onto the bottom there, and that's going to give us some detail that's lacking. And we've also, sorry, that one's going to go there. So we're going to remove that detail from there. We're going to fit those panels, and that's going to make that little area, the bottom of the Bombay, as soon as you look at the doors, it's all going to pop. And then here we've got number 4 going onto the Bombay doors. I don't have the sprue D out here. I don't think, no, that's not sprue D, is it? No, that's J. So we've got these strips here, number 4. They're going to go there, the hinge strips going on the Bombay door. So very nice indeed. And they're beautifully made. So I think if you're going to have your Bombay open, which I think 99% of us will, and you really want to make your Bombay pop, I think this is a great set. I don't know about the price in the UK as of yet, because for some reason, I don't know why, Hannants haven't got it listed. I've emailed them and asked them why they haven't got it listed, and they haven't replied as of yet, but I only emailed them yesterday. But so that's the Bombay set, and that one, as I say, is 32484. There you go. So you can get it from Edouard direct if you want to get it. Their prices are very, very reasonable. I think they've actually got a sale at the moment as well. Don't take my word for that. But the trouble is, it's the postage from the Czech Republic. So, you know, if you're in the UK, then you may prefer to wait for Hannants. And then finally, we've got this set here, 32485. And this again is a brand new set, and this is the main wheel wells. So whether they're going to come out with another set for the front wheel wells, I don't know. We shall see. But here we go, another one of these resealable bags, which is nice. As I say, I haven't looked in here, and this is basically a set that's going to enhance the wheel wells. Now, some of you may say, what do you want to do that for? What's the point? Well, if you're going to say that, ask yourself this question: why do you bother making models? You know, if you can add detail, then add detail. It's fun, isn't it? If you don't want to add detail, don't add the detail, but still have some fun. So we have one sheet of photo etch brass. It looks like it's about 150mm square, 145 by 145 kind of, yep. And we have in here, we have, again, we've got to remove parts, and we've got vertical ribs. Again, we've got the same thing where there's no holes in the plastic parts, but these have the holes in them. They're also we're adding some wire in there for some additional detail. And then we've got some, it looks like hinges there, maybe for the doors going in. So again, we've got plastic part there. We're going to drill holes in. We've got this. We're replacing these shelves. We've got these plastic shelves in here. We're going to replace them with the photo etch parts there. Add some wire. Doing the same over here. We've got some more detail there. This plate here is a little controversial. I'm not sure if that should be there or not. I've seen a picture of a wheel bay with it in, but it does look like it's fresh rivets. The trouble is, all of these aircraft now are pretty much restored. There's another one that's got no holes around that hole, and you can see through into the back. So I'm not sure if there's supposed to be a hole there or what, but we'll look into that. We've got more stiffeners going around here. This is going around the exhaust outlet in the side of the wheel bay. So that's all going to look really impressive. So you're adding detail again to those vertical ribs. As I say, it's all there in the kit. But little bits and pieces like this pulley wheel, aren't there. And then you've got the hinges, which are just plastic pieces moulded on. You're going to cut them off and replace them with photo etch. Another set of pulleys there. And then going over the page, we're going to look at the doors. So we're looking at the undercarriage doors. We're going to assemble them and then put this photo etch riveted rim around there. So obviously there's no detail there. And then we've got these beautifully detailed hinges going to go together. And then you're going to fix your hinges into the model. So they're going to be very, very flimsy. So you're going to put them on last after you've painted everything, and then just put them on a shelf and leave it. But really, really is a nice little set, adding lots of detail to the wheel wells. I was actually going, these two sets, I was actually going to buy them as soon as Hannants got them in, because I do like, as I say, I love photo etch for doing this, for representing sheet metal which is fabricated, because that's exactly what that is. It's sheet metal that you're going to fabricate, and it's like all that sheet metal on the photo etch on the USS Enterprise that I showed you for the trumpeter kit. It's all absolutely wonderful, and it looks amazing. So here are the plastic parts. So you can see here J35 and J36. So that's going to be, that's 31 and 32. That's 35 and 36 there. So that one there is that one there. So you see we've got some ejector pin marks to get rid of, and then we've got those stiffeners which are going to go on these bits here, and we're going to remove all this shelf detail here and replace it all with photo etch. So that's very nice indeed. So what we're going to do is get this paper out of the way. So you can see you've got all these parts here. Again, we've got the lightning holes all plunged with the edges on them, and they're going to go onto those plastic parts to add detail. You're also, I'm looking at this, yeah, you're going to remove that. So this piece here, look, this is representing a pipe, but obviously it's moulded in such a way that it's gone all the way back. So they're telling you to remove that and then replace it with a piece of wire. You could wrap some tape round to represent those. I'm sure they're clips that are holding it onto the wall or something. We've got ejector pin marks there that are going to go. They're going to be a nightmare to get rid of, but we'll manage that. As I say, we'll do it all online for you. Very nice indeed. And as for the doors, they're telling us here to basically glue the doors. So J1 and J2. So 1 and 2 are going on to 7 and 8. So those two there are going on to those two there. So that's going to go onto there. And then you're going to put this photo etch ring around the outside. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, what you've got, this here, as you can see, it's radiused. So that is going to sit on top of there and sort of form like a mound. But then there's no detail around the edge of the door. So that is going to fit around the edge and add detail. What I'd suggest here, perhaps thin this edge down a bit. Glue that on, go around with super glue, fill the gap, sand it all so it all looks like one. And I'll show you how to do that. One of the things I always like to try and do with photo etch is try and make it look like it's part of the model rather than a piece of brass just stuck on. So and I'll show you how I do that. So there we go. The only concern there is the hinges. I would have thought they would have put holes in these hinges, but they haven't. I guess there's no reason why we couldn't drill them, because you've got the hinge brackets are 34. Where's 34? There they are. There's the hinge brackets. So they've got embossed holes in them. Okay, so it would have been nice to have them glued into the side of the fuselage or the side of the wheel bay, and then when you fit these, have a hole and just put a piece of wire through, because just having a glued joint in there, as soon as you just tap that door, it's going to be quite weak. But then when you use the VMS, if you haven't seen me using this stuff is absolutely incredible. Nope, that's the wrong one. This one here, Flexi 5K CA black thin. This stuff is incredible. It takes a little while to go off, which gives you time to move. So, you know, if you fit in these doors and you want to actually get them perfectly in position, you know, it gives you time. And then when it dries, it takes 24 hours to fully cure. When it fully cures, it's quite flexible. It's not like, you know, super glue is normally ping, it's gone. This actually allows you to pull it around a little bit. So again, I'll be showing you how I do all that. And again, this panel here has got all the holes in it. For some reason, Eduard haven't given us a panel to go over that. Obviously they feel the panel is well enough detailed with all the riveting, just like here on the bottom of the Bombay. They obviously feel that doesn't need replacing. So and also, as I say, if it does look like it forms part of the structure, so if you actually start removing bits like that, you start getting into the problems, and people will be saying that Eduard's no good because you've taken this away and it's made it weak and blah blah blah. So that's probably why. But what I'll do there is drill them out, as I say, and I'll do the same on the edge of the wheelbase, because they're going to have the same along here. There's a piece going to go in there with holes in it. So there we are. So all in all, I would say I'm happy with my purchase, but I'm going to say thank you, Eduard, for sending me this. Very, very good of you, and I hope in future we can work together, because I do like using this stuff, especially when it's like this. So there we go. So thank you for watching. Hopefully that's of interest to you. This one, as I say, the wheelbase set is 32485. I get the feeling Eduard aren't finished yet. There's probably going to be a set for the nose gear bay or something, and no doubt when Hong Kong models bring out the A20 D, is it? I can't remember now, with all the detail in the nose, no doubt Eduard will jump all over that as well. So anyway, thank you for watching. Keep looking over on the website. If I think of it, I'll put the A20 page on the Eduard site down in the comments below, and then you can go over there and have a look and order some stuff should you want to. So, and as I say, if you're in the UK, look over on the Hannants website, and they've got pretty much everything except for these in stock, and they don't currently have the wheels listed because they're the incorrect ones. As soon as the new ones come in, they'll have them listed again. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.